known as King Evil. We are a group known as Scrub Central.
How did you come up with that?
It's actually funny you ask that. It came from The Gathering. I'm known to have pre-rolled joints and blunts. And then it just kind of carried over, and with my friends and everybody, I'm kind of known as the weed doctor. So we have a funny phrase that I have a tendency to say, PreRollXL, MD, PhD, and THC.
I get it. Okay. I was kind of thinking on that, and I'm like, wait a minute here, pre-rolled. I already know.
That, and I'm a giant. I'm actually 6'5" and close to 350 pounds.
Oh, my gosh. I don't think I've ever met you, though. So one day, I know that you're onto the Juggalo side, if I'm not mistaken. So,
Yeah, we do horrorcore, but we also do kind of like a mix of hip-hop. It's more so reality raps meets horrorcore meets old school hip-hop.
Interesting. It's like a mixture of a genre.
Yes, very much so. We wanted to do something a little bit different and kind of mostly our own. I mean, as an artist, it's kind of hard to really do your own thing in general when the hip-hop scene and, like, music scene in general, rap-wise, is so vast and diverse. You know, you all kind of fall under one big category, and then it's, like, subgenres. And how can I put it? Basically ways that they do their own thing. People's stage presence.
Right. I've dealt a lot with King Gordy in Bizarre D12, so I know the horrorcore, and then I know the weird side. So when you put those two together, you've got a crazy mix,
Absolutely.
So,
those two are some of the guys that actually helped pioneer some of the horrorcore scene.
Yeah, they are. And I don't know if they're still with M&E or not, but they were, I haven't talked to Biz in quite a minute, so I'm sure he knows who y'all are.
We actually did perform with them for the last American New Year's this past year.
And I think maybe I was there. I don't remember. That's terrible. I don't know if I went out New Year's Eve or not. That's been 6 months ago.
Well, with as many as artists as you deal with, it's to be expected. You can't always remember every little thing.
No, I can't. But I have been to some of those events with Hippie, and, we have a blast when we go out.
Oh, absolutely.
Speaking of performed, where else have you performed at?
We actually just got back the beginning of this week for performing The Gathering of the Juggalos. We've performed with Lars for the last American New Year's, Danny and Quinn's tours numerous times, Simon's After Dark in Allen Park. We've performed with the Axis Family Tour. That was Columbus, Ohio at the El Rosa. Which I think Hippie was actually there for that one.
Hippie was. I wasn't. I didn't get to go. I tried. I love Al Rosa. That was my first venue that I'd ever been introduced to the hip-hop scene.
That was actually a bucket list venue for us. Not just as artists, but as fans of Pantera. Time was done down there. There was a lot of spiritual energy entering that building when we got there. The first thing I did was I put my merch bin down. I set that down. I walked over to where the gunshots were in the wall. I paid my respects on that stage. And you could just feel how powerful it was in there.
Oh, yeah. I think I've been there 2 or 3 times. And the first time was actually in probably 2010. And I went to see Jelly Roll. Rich Regal. Yeah, Rich Regal. That was my very first hip-hop rap concert I've ever been to.
Jelly's another dude that throws it down, especially for a big fella.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. And, that just turned my head to change of the genre because I was a country girl. And I come from a small town, so being introduced to Jelly Roll as my first hip-hop artist I'd ever really listened to, other than my kids listening to the pop and stuff on the radio, it's like, but, it just opened my eyes because his lyrics are just crazy. So now when I'm introduced to new artists, I don't listen to y'all's beats. I listen to your lyrics. And, you know, you might be crazy, but everything relates to what you're all going through. And I can basically tell, right, and I can tell a person's soul and their spirits and everything through their music, and it's crazy. I know, I'm crazy.
Not at all. Music is actually a very spiritual thing, down to the art. A lot of people don't understand that even with like stuff like EDM, there's a certain decibel tone and everything. You control the movement of the party, the flow of the crowd. We're all based on vibrations. And to be able to relate to another artist, like with Jelly Roll, his Southern influence helped you transition into a hip-hop scene and open your eyes a little bit, because not only could you relate, but at the same time, his different influence was something you were semi-familiar with, having that Southern tone.
Right. You know, and, you know, I still listen to him today. I listen to a lot of different artists as well. So, you know, if you could work with any artist, who would you like to work with that's more on the higher up side?
Oh, wow. That's a very vast question, considering there's so many people that I've listened to, not only growing up, but even as an artist, meeting new people, working with new people. It's hard to actually pinpoint like one specific artist. There's actually like 3 or 4 main ones that I would really, really like to work with, being Damian Quinn, Liquid Assassin. I'd have to say probably Scum.
Okay.
And as a whole, I mean, I don't know if you would consider them higher up, but to me, they're Detroit legends. They've been in the business a long time, Troubled Minds. I'd love to get a collaboration with them as well.
Oh, that would be cool, though. You know, I don't know if they do too many collaborations or not.
They've actually got a few. One of their main ones was with House before he actually blew up super huge.
Right, but not here lately, I don't think. Have they? I haven't been paying attention. My bad.
It's okay. I haven't actually got a chance to listen to the whole new CD of theirs just yet. So I'm not entirely sure if they do have a collaboration with somebody else other than somebody outside of Murder House Records.
I'll have to do some research now and check that out and see if I can't help you out on getting a collab. Trust me, if I can, I will.
Well, actually, Toxic of Troubled Minds has produced all of our beats, has recorded all of our music. Our CD, our EP that we just released, Creature Feature, was produced all by him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we work very closely with him. It's just we haven't had a chance to get down on the collab just yet.
Yeah, you will. I know you will.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So that was just released how long ago?
July 31st. We released it at the Gathering of the Juggalos.
Oh, that's just right last week.
Yes.
I wanted to go to the Gathering, but it's just impossible. I have a newborn at home, so it's like I can't go nowhere right now.
Yeah,
I can't go nowhere right now. Yeah, I'm stranded, so not too many.
Hopefully it's something that you'll be able to experience at least once.
Oh, I will. Trust me. I'm going to have Pippi take me, and we're going to have a blast.
Oh, yeah. I believe everybody should experience the Gathering at least once, because even if you're not a fan or a follower of, wicked stuff like ICP or anything like that, the love and acceptance of the music offers so much more as a whole than just the music.
And yeah, and I get that because, you guys made the Juggalo event made it news because with everything that happened from El Paso, Texas to Dayton, Ohio, and California at the food festival out there with the mass murders, several people had stated online that y'all should have went to the Juggalo event because there was nothing that happened there. They're all crazy, they're all wild, but they had fun and they're a family and nothing bad happened. And I'm like, you know what? They're right though. They
it's
love
honestly a form of contained chaos. As much as it gets crazy and wild there, nobody goes out with the intentions of really harming anybody. Nobody goes with the intentions of, forcing themselves on another human being or anything like that, or shooting up a place. They all go there with the intentions of they're going to be loved and accepted for who they are because they've been outcasted by everybody else.
Right. And I love that about it. So, I can't wait to go. Maybe next year I'm going to try. So, now when it comes to, I know that you've been in videos, you've had your own videos and everything, but when it comes to TV and film, would you be interested in becoming a character in a show or something?
Absolutely. I've actually had experience in acting through haunted houses and other things of that sort.
That would be cool.
It's actually very fun.
Right. That would be so cool. I love haunted houses. And being an actor is totally different than an artist, but then again, it's not, because in acting, you have to remember your scripts and all your lines and everything, and artists have to remember their stuff too. So, it wouldn't be hard to transfer over from one to the other.
Absolutely not, especially being a method actor of sorts. When you study a role or it's something that you can relate to or understand, it becomes that much more easier to portray a character that maybe even is just like you, but you're not comfortable with showing yourself. So you're able to show who you are through that person.
Right. That would be so cool. But, I've always wanted to be an actor myself, but I couldn't even play a part in a school play, so I'm not cut out to remember lines, and I'm not able to do that. I couldn't even be an artist because I'd forget my song. Have you ever forgotten? I know, but have you ever forgotten your lyrics when you're on stage?
Ironically, yes, twice. The entire time I've been performing, I've done that twice. And it was when I was getting ready to do part of one of my verses. And it was the same verse both times. But my partner not only came in to do my ad-lib part of it, so it didn't really mess with the flow of the show or anything per se, because I had stopped right as he had started. So it looked pretty much intentional.
Right, that's a good thing, because when I first I moved up here in 2011, and I went to my first show here, and that was at the Ritz back in the day. I think it's Hot Rocks now, and Biz was having a show, and, I've known Biz for a while, but I never go to a show or something. When I moved up here, I thought, I'm going to go. And I went, and he forgot his lyrics to the whole song, had to stop the song and start a whole new song.
Oh, no.
Like, seriously? Did I make you that nervous? That was hilarious. He literally just said stop. And he said, DJ, I need you to stop. I forgot my lyrics. Can we move on to the next one? I'm like, wow, did he just go there? I mean, as an artist, you know that you have to kind of pick up and fill in and make it not noticeable. Absolutely.
It's all about your stage presence and everything. But I think that also brings a side of humanity kind of to the crowd. Everybody can see that we all are still human, despite however height, whatever height we may reach. It helps people realize, like, we do still forget things. We are human. We all do still have stuff going on at home.
Oh, yeah.
Just because we travel and we're a big public face at times doesn't mean we're not.
We're not human.
Yeah, exactly. We're not Superman.
No, we all make mistakes. We all learn from them. So,
absolutely.
Have you ever been in any magazines or anything?
No. Not our group.
We're
as a music group, no.
We're definitely going to have to get you an underground success. Maybe.
We would love it. That'd be an honor.
Maybe September's issue. Yes, we'll put you in September's issue. I'll let you know what else to get to us. But now, when it comes to merchandise, do you have merchandise?
Absolutely. We actually only pressed up 50 copies of the EP hard copy so far. We did a special release of it for the gathering, and anybody who was at the gathering had a first chance to get their hands on hard copies. We also have shirts, decals. We have our own vape juice. We have fitted hats, posters, 2 different versions. One for the Feel and Stabby single we released, which we ended up pulling off to do the release of the EP because it's on the EP.
Right.
And then we also have a poster for the Creature Feature CD release. That's similar to that. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
You're one of those artists that realize that you need merchandise to make money instead of off all of your music.
Not just that, but we want people to be able to, not only ref us with just our music, but, some of the stuff that we can bring to the table on a fresh level. Fresh new merch, different stuff like that, things that they can show their friends other than just a CD.
Hey, that's cool, though. A lot of artists don't have merchandise, so I can say I'm very proud of you because you've got a lot to offer your fans.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that very much.
So, in 5 years, where do you see yourself? I mean, you've already performed at the Gathering and, at the other stuff Emily does, like the New Year's Eve parties and everything huge that they're doing. So, maybe in 5 years, do you see yourself up under their label?
Honestly, in 5 years, I'm not entirely sure if we'll be on someone else's label or if we would have started our own at that point.
Right.
I know right now we are trying to expand our brand. Not only are we doing Scrub Central, but my partner Rookz is doing music under his own name, Rookz. So he's expanding on a single solo artist level, as well as I will be soon too, to expand our brand as a whole.
Hey, that's what's needed, though, to be honest.
And then, because our Scrub Central crew, the name originated from our Gathering family, which is actually full of a lot of talented people, be it graphic design, be it music artist, photographer, even just creative small things. We want to be able to possibly utilize that as a whole and help our friends achieve what we wanted to achieve. If they have a goal, we want to help them reach it. So Scrub Central is more than just a music group. It's a family as well.
Hey, that's
so
awesome.
With that being said, we might end up starting our own label later on down the road.
To be honest with you, that's the best route to go. I'm not going to lie to you. That way you're in control of everything. Because when you
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
When you sign to a major label, you're giving up a lot of rights, and you're having to be told what to do and this and that. So stay with your own label. Create your own label because it's everything else you need.
It's not just that. We've always been the type that we want to earn our stuff. We don't. That's part of the reason we only had one collaboration on this EP, is because originally we didn't want to have one. But a good friend of ours, Extra Overdose, offered to do a collab with us, and we're like, you know what? Let's do it.
Right.
But we've wanted to do everything on our own. We didn't want to go for a mixtape or anything like that. That's why we went straight for a couple singles, then the EP. All our own beats, nobody else's. We wanted to make a statement and do it the right way.
And you did it.
That means a lot. Thank you so much.
Yes, you guys are on the road to success. So, all I can say is just keep going, and I'm here to back you. Tag me in anything that you got coming up. Your music will be put into rotation as of today here on Underground Success.
We will actually be performing, I believe, September 1st, the Sunday of Gorefest 14, Day 3.
Okay.
We'll be performing that.
Okay.
So we'll be in Colorado at the end of the month. Well, actually, beginning of next month, but also the end of this month.
Oh, wow. You're going to Colorado on that one.
Absolutely. And then 2 weeks after that, we have to be back out in Colorado, not in Denver, but Johnstown, for the second biannual Rock the Dead Fest, held by Team Chaos.
Hey, that's what's up, though. You're getting these big shows out of state, and that's what you need.
Well, November. Absolutely. That's the one thing is, a lot of artists nowadays, they saturate themselves in one area.
Yeah.
And while it's good to always have chances to get exposure, chances to be on stage, it'll drain your market. Saturating yourself or touring too much in one area or too much in a year will saturate you and make you, how can I say, basically, it says itself, saturated, you overdo it. You're no longer a hot commodity. It's not a supply and demand thing because they know you'll already be there.
you're right. And a lot of artists don't realize that. So you probably told this something good, everyone that's listening. So, good luck on your shows. And, keep us updated on everything, all right? And
absolutely. We have a lot big planned this year. Not just Gore Fest and Rock the Dead Fest, but we're also taking part in Unity Fest in November, as well as Damien Quinn's Bury the Living in Wisconsin.
Right, okay. All right.
So we have a lot of big shows coming up.
And that's the way you need to keep it, all big shows. And, when you get there, everybody's going to buy your merchandise, and then they're going to remember you. So you're doing the right, you're taking the right move. So, shout out to you and your partner, Rookz. You guys are rocking. So, we'll put music into rotation starting today on Underground Success. And, I want to say thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. We definitely appreciate it.
Right, and next time we're going to have to get Rookz on too. So let's plan another one in a few months after you get back from all these big shows to talk about how it was and so forth. Everybody wants to have a follow-up. So.
Absolutely.
Okay,
honestly,
like
if you'd like to take a couple seconds, I can actually tell you about the EP itself.
Yeah, go ahead.
The EP Creature feature, the reason we picked that is if you look at the image on the front of it, it's two faces. Like a single face basically being ripped in half with a demon emerging. And the reason it's titled the way it is because as humans, it's about the duality of humanity. We all want to be good people. We all want to do good. But we all battle with demons and urges to do bad, to hurt people, to, do drugs, all sorts of different things. We all battle with demons of some sort.
Yeah,
so it's about struggling with different things. Our track Fatal Lines, which was our original single that we put out, my partner and I, to get a little personal, we were struggling with addiction at the time, real heavy addiction to cocaine. So we wrote that track, and while it has reality mixed into it, it's got that horrorcore twist of it as well.
Okay.
But as a whole, the EP, from intro to outro, it's different things that people get tested with. Addiction, anger issues because a spouse cheated, anger issues feeling like you want to hurt somebody. Things like that.
Yeah. And I've known a lot of people that went through addiction, I have family members that went through it. I've went through it. So it's not an easy thing to overcome. Anger issues is not an easy thing to beat, but, I'm glad that you've done that. And that explains the cover very well. I'm like, because I was looking at it, I'm like, wow, that's different. So, yeah.
Well, it's part of the reason we wanted to do the music in the first place is not only is it a way to no longer just be a statistic, it's a way to solidify a place in history. You know what I mean? Whether it be as one of the greats or just another artist, we've solidified our place in history. We'll no longer be just a statistic. We won't be forgotten. It's also a way for our families. Huh?
I said you guys will never be forgotten.
Thank you so much.
Music will be around. Your music's going to be around forever.
And it's also a way for our families, if something should happen, because tomorrow's never promised. It's a way for our families to hear our voices again, to be able to connect to us, because even though we love people and we can remember their voice, memories do fade, and voices being one of the first things to go.
Yes. You just hit the nail on the head. If we can still hear a person's voice after they're gone, they're always going to be in our mind.
Absolutely.
So, and your music's going to speak to hearts. And that's exactly what's needed.
That's the biggest reason I do all of this. It's the biggest reason my partner does all of this. Is we want to be able to let the people know who feel voiceless and who feel alone, that there are people like us out there who relate, that they're not alone, that there's someone speaking up for them out there, Even if they don't have the spirit or the heart to do it, we do, and we are there for them.
You're amazing.
Thank you so much.
You know, I'm going to have my daughter listen to this interview because she doesn't go into much rap or horrorcore music. She's more of the country style girl. She moved to Detroit about 2 years ago. She's going through some addiction problems. And it's like, I keep telling her, you got to survive. And, you know, she's got to find a happy place somewhere. And I think that your music is the stuff that will help her find that happy place.
I would be happy to introduce her to our music. I'd be happy to sit down and counsel her if she needs somebody to talk to about it. My cocaine addiction, I quit cold turkey. I was sitting there with a couple of friends, and they had told me how much we had done one night, and I just looked at myself and I was like, what the hell am I doing to my body? This isn't me.
Right. And, you know, cocaine is a totally different drug than what heroin and fentanyl is. And she's on the heroin and fentanyl. And, you know, I've not heard too many people overdose on cocaine. It can happen. It can be done. But it's like, that's not what's in the news today. It's crazy. So, you know, I'm going to definitely introduce your music to her, let her listen, and just see how she feels about it. And try to
I actually deal with that as well. My mother, to get a little bit more personal again, she struggles with heroin as well.
You know, and I'm sorry, because that is one hell of a drug, and it's the worst drug out there on the streets other than the fentanyl. You know, I've never used the hard drugs. I was on the pills. So I got lucky. I got clean before I went to the hard drugs. And anybody that's going through a heroin addiction, I don't feel sorry for them, but I have to feel some type of way. Because one time you use it, you're addicted because it makes you sick and you have to have it to feel better. You know, that's the way it has been explained.
It takes a very strong spirit, very strong will to make it through an addiction that strong. It's literally the devil. It's poison to your soul. It takes everything from you.
It is, and I hate
I've lost a lot of friends and family because of it. And anybody who's struggling with it out there, I honestly hope that they realize what they're doing to their bodies, what they're doing to their families, what they're doing to others around them, to people that care and don't want to see them go down that path. Because once you go down that path, it's really hard to turn.
It is. And you know this. You know.
It's not impossible. It's really not. It's just,
no, it's not impossible.
It takes spirit, will, and the want to change, the want to get through it.
Yeah. You have to have that willpower, though.
I've tried heroin before, and it's not something I would ever recommend to people who are sitting there saying, "Oh, I'll try everything once." Don't do it.
No.
Do not do it. It is not worth trying. It is not. It'll steal everything from you.
Yep. You'll end up broke, homeless, and dead. You know, that's just what heroin does to people. And I've seen so much of it, I can say that because, you know, back home, I've had so many people overdose and die from heroin that I'm just looking at them like, what is going on?
Absolutely.
You know, but I am going to have to cut this. I've got a little one waking up, so, you know, I want to say thank you for coming on today. And
thank you for having me.
Hey, you're welcome. We will touch base again, I promise. And shout out to you and Rookz. Everybody needs to go follow PreRollXL partner Rookz on Facebook and Instagram. They've got a YouTube, and I'll make sure everything's up on our Underground Success page for y'all. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Have a good day. This is Cece at Underground Success.